on behalf of. So Rimbaud the gunrunner was never a very successful entrepreneur, but it was a very colourful and well, not the most sort of salutary, salubrious of jobs. Trading in war, which is what has blighted the region ever since he was there, and indeed during the time that I was there. Um, but a little better than the other one, which he sometimes mentioned to be, or sometimes said to have been involved in, which is slave trading. And the evidence for that I do pick apart, I hope, quite effectively in one chapter of my book. It was really a misinterpretation of some rather loose phrases. Of course, slavery was endemic in that area. We're not talking about a slave trade coming across to Europe. I'm talking about a slave trade within the Arabian African um, orbit. Um, and slaves were bought and sold by the Europeans there within the local context. And but the idea that he was a slave trader is a you know the great exponent of la liberté libre, free freedom, which is some Rimbaud sort of as distinct from freedom that you think is free, but is actually enslaved. Um, the idea that he would be a slave trader would really be a difficult bridge to cross in one's re-examination of Rimbaud, or just how one imagines him overall. Gun running one can just about accept as part of the ethos of that particular place, and as part of he also, of course, traded in ivory, which we now consider a bit of a black mark against anyone, although in those days wasn't. Ivory, musk, gold, and then rather prosaic sort of caravans carrying pots and pans and different types of cloth. American sheeting #2 seems to be in a particular cloth, and may well be the kind of cloth that made those very shabby looking suits that he's seen in one of those photographs and is described in the writings of others, which one of them said made him look more like a convict than a trader. Which I think is a sort of classic kind of aperçu from someone just looking at Rimbaud there and saying, oh yeah, he looks like he should have a sort of ball and chain on his around his, which no doubt Rimbaud would say, metaphorically speaking, he always felt that he did. But